Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. We're just going to give a moment to clear the waiting room and ensure that everyone has connected to audio so they can hear us.
Hi.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us. As a reminder, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. Still see folks entering from the waiting room, so we'll give it just another moment. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Thanks, Danny. Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by Commissioner Kiana Saxon and Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the public wishing to testify, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. We'll begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Florenza Inc., doing business as Florenza, located at 164 to 170 Sumner Street in East Boston. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above, 1,700 square feet on ground floor, ordering counter with disposal, entering on the left, takeout allowed, espresso and eating counter with 4 stools, kitchen in rear, dining area with 27 seats, 2 bathrooms, storage in basement. Manager Stefano Bruno, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Attorney Diane Modica, 24 Haines Street, East Boston, Massachusetts. And I have my client with me, Stefano Bruno, as well.
Thank you very much, Attorney Modica. If you would like to please briefly present the proposal to the board.
Yes, thank you very much. Florenza is an Italian-themed restaurant located at 168 Sumner Street, and it was inspired by Stefano's grandmother, Florence. So he also trained at her apron strings, so to speak, and has received some training in culinary arts as well. It's a new build out in the ground floor of this building with 7 units. It's a transit-oriented project insofar as it's in a neighborhood shopping district. It's 5 minutes away from Maverick Station and from the East Boston Ferry. It's also in the midst of substantial development around it, so that there will be substantial foot traffic from the new developments as well as the long-term residents. Stefano went to Wentworth as a student. He majored in construction management and safety. So not only does he have culinary training, but he also is very good at managing spaces and constructing them, etc. We went through a neighborhood process where we had an abutters meeting with neighborhood services. There was no opposition there. We also presented at the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association, and there is a letter that's been filed in the record supporting this project. Also, I believe you will be hearing from the District 1 City Council's office, Gabriela Coletta. If there are any questions, certainly we're here to answer them.
Thanks. I have no questions.
None from me, thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board Can confirm that ONS did host a community process. We are unaware of any concerns, and the applicant went before the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association, which voted to support this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Sebastian Parra from Councilor Coletta's office. At this time, the council would like to go in support of Florenza based on a good community process and overall the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 2, Blank Street, 489 East Broadway, Boston, LLC, doing business as Blank Street Coffee, located at 489 East Broadway in South Boston. Has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above. 1,126 square feet, single level coffee shop, 1 bathroom, 18 seats, food preparation, pastries and heat to serve items only. Manager Derek Craig, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant? Is anyone on behalf of Blank Street Coffee? We will take a second call. Moving on, calling item number 3, Baby Holding MA Inc., doing business as Baby Cafe Kitchen, located at 128 Brighton Ave in Alston, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised at a previously licensed location, 4,000 square feet in 1 large room on ground floor, dining area, kitchen, and storage area in the back of the floor plan level. Manager Chi-Wen Chu, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am right here. John, hi.
Great. Good morning. Thank you for being with us. If you could please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Hi. So Baby Cafe is a Hong Kong style cafe that we took over the previous locations for Crave Chicken, and we are not serving alcohol. We are keeping everything as the infrastructures and changing it to a new concept, which is the Hong Kong style cafe. So if there's any questions for me to answer, I'm happy to answer it. So yeah.
What is a Hong Kong style cafe?
It's basically a comfort Chinese style food, but it serves milk teas and spaghettis and more on a fusion Asian fusion side of Asian cuisine.
Okay, why do
Yeah.
you need a 2 a.m. closing?
Because we want to capture the late night for the vacant spots of students and not like we wanted to capture the late night events for food.
And do you have any affiliation with any of the owners of Crave?
No, we do not. We're a brand new entity. We purchased the assets of Crave Chicken and re-signed the new lease with the property owner.
Do you have plans for a liquor or entertainment license in the future?
We do not.
Okay. Commissioner Parra and Commissioner Saxon?
How many nights a week do you anticipate being open till 2 a.m.?
It's only Friday, Saturday.
I have no more questions at this time. I'll wait for comments. Thank you.
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Was there a community meeting for this proposal?
Community meeting for Austin.
Did you meet with the
Yes,
neighborhood association
we
or
did.
the mayor's office of butters?
Yes, we did. We had a meeting with the community with Tony, and everything. They should have sent you guys over the letter of approval as well. So that meeting went pretty well.
Madam Chair, that would be the Alston Civic Association, the local neighborhood
Yes.
association. So they did vote to support this project, from what I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you. That letter was received this morning. Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board? Board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Okay.
Calling item number 4, El Salam LLC, doing business as Mood, located at 115 Salem Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. 1,212 square foot full service restaurant with takeout on the first floor, 40 seats, kitchen in the back, and bathroom on the first floor, storage and office space in the basement. Manager Fatima Ibrahim. Hours of operations Sunday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to midnight, Thursday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Hello there. Hi, we are. Good morning, guys. So my name is Mahmoud, and this is Fatima, my wife. We're the owners of Mood. We're planning to do Mediterranean, Middle Eastern infusion over there, just to bring something different to the community. The original proposal was to open from 7 a.m. to midnight, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday till 3 o'clock, but we're not seeking this anymore. We met with Apters and the committee meeting, and they were against it. So we took the proposal, we're cutting the hours back. So we're proposing 7 a.m. Sunday, Wednesday till 11, and 7 a.m. Thursday, Friday, 7 to 12, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think that would be with the normal hours. And we met yesterday with the new aura, and they were with an approval, and they were okay with those hours.
Okay, thank you. And are you already open with a temporary CV right now?
We're not open as of yet, but we have the temporary CV, yes.
And that's until 11 p.m.?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
No questions for me, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yeah, hello, this is David Kubiak. I'm a member of the North End Waterfront Residents Association, and I'm standing in for Victor Branya, Chair of the Zoning Licensing and Construction Committee. We met with Fatima and Mo last night, and we had a very productive, very helpful meeting. The neighborhood is greatly in opposition to the original hours in the application, but there is significant support for the restaurant and for the hours that Mo just noted, those being Sunday through Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 a.m. to midnight. And I'm hoping that the licensing board will not consider any hours later than those hours stated today.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. The board will take this matter under advisement as well.
Thank you.
You. Calling item number 5, Cacao South End LLC, doing business as Cacao, located at 570 Columbus Ave in Roxbury, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. 851 square foot cafe space with seating area, 2 entry doorways and restroom, service area with chocolate station and pastry counter along with a prep area. Storage room is located on the same level, 330 square foot private outdoor seating area for seasonal use. Manager Leonardis Baez, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am. My name is Perla Rosario, co-owner of Cacao.
Great. Thank you very much, Ms. Rosario, for being with us. If you could please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Sure. So Cacao, located at 570 Columbus Ave, it's a chocolate cafe serving coffee, pastries, hot chocolate, and chocolate confections. We have 14 indoor seats, 14 outdoor seats, and looking to open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any questions from the board. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
I have no questions, thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Carter,
No
Commissioner.
questions from me, thank you.
None from me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. We conducted a full community process on this. The applicant met with their local civic, who were supportive of the opening. The owners seemed very willing to work with the neighborhood on trash and parking queries. We also had an abutters meeting that was hosted by our office on March 18th. I was lightly attended, but we have heard nothing but support, with one neighbor proclaiming who would be against chocolate. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do see a hand raised from a Bob Barney. Mr. Barney, you may please provide your testimony.
Hi, name is Bob Barney. I live at 463 Mass Ave in Boston South End. I'm president of the Claremont Neighborhood Association in the South End. This particular business is right in the middle of our neighborhood association. I'm here to offer full support for this application and applicants for the new business, and we are excited about having chocolate here. We've met with the applicant a couple of times, and abutters are very happy to see this business move into our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement as well. I did receive a message that we may have been joined by a representative from Blank Street Coffee. Is that true? Is anyone here on behalf of Blank Street?
Yes, I am. I'm very, very sorry about attending late, guys. My wife is about to go into labor, and I had a missed call from her, and she never calls me. But it's all is clear. We're not having a baby yet. Appreciate the patience.
Thank you very much for being with us, and we will read back into the record for you. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Blank Street 489 East Broadway, Boston, LLC, doing business as Blank Street Coffee at 489 East Broadway in South Boston, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above 1,126 square foot, single level coffee shop, 1 bathroom, 18 seats, no food preparation, pastries and heat to serve items only. Manager Derek Craig, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
That is me. My name is Anders Cairns. I run development for the US business, the Blank Street.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cairns. Can you please just briefly present the proposed concept of this location to the board?
Absolutely. So it's a very small format coffee shop. We have a standard offering. The idea being around kind of convenience and automation to serve a third wave quality product at the convenience that you would find at a Dunkin' Donuts. So no food preparation, as was mentioned. It's all heat to serve, local vendors for pastries. Yeah, we have, I guess, 4 other successful locations in Boston that seem to be doing well. We're very excited to be in the Southie neighborhood. We did have our official opening, which was the biggest opening day we've ever had in the US, which is super surprising, but very exciting at the same time. So yes, very happy to be here. We've also run the community process, open to any questions, of course, from anyone on the call.
Just to clarify, there's 18 seats, right?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
None from me, thank you.
None from me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. Previously, this applicant went through the Zoning Board of Appeals process when seeking to open. During that, ONS ran a community process where flyers were circulated to abutters within 300 feet. We did hear back from one business owner who was concerned about trash and potentially leading to rodent problems, as well as double parking outside of the business. The applicant was able to answer questions regarding to how much trash would be generated and that it would be stored within the building. I believe this resident still remains in opposition, but we did not hear back from any other community members. The applicant at the time did reach out to the local civic association and did not hear back. As I mentioned, they went before the Zoning Board of Appeals and were approved by the board. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Melissa Lowe, and I'm representing Councillor Flynn. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this applicant.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Okay, seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. And Mr. Cairns, best of luck and congratulations to you and your wife.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving back to the order of the agenda, calling item number 6, Coffee Lucky Inc., doing business as Finista Cafe, located at 96 Peterborough Street, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised at a previously licensed location. First floor with approximately 800 square feet, 1 room with open food and beverage preparation area and dining area for 12 seats, 1 restroom, dry storage and basement, with a private seasonal May to October patio area at the front of the building for 16 patrons. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am, sir.
That would
Samson.
be me.
Oh, sorry, multiple people just spoke at once, I think. Once again, who's present on behalf of this applicant?
Unless there is confusion, I believe that would be me, Devin Jones, acting manager of Finista Cafe.
Great, thank you very much, Mr. Jones. If you could please just briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Yeah, I have had the pleasure of being the manager of Finista for a year now, and I'm currently the manager through the transition process. It is a Vietnamese casual cafe where we have the pleasure of serving banh mi, rice bowls, salad bowls, and some delicious Vietnamese-inspired drinks, as well as other drinks that we think provide a benefit to the neighborhood, like tea drinks and boba drinks that are desperately wanted by the student population. We provide a very welcoming atmosphere for students and working professionals to study. It's a small cafe. There's only seating for 12 clients in there, and we're hoping as well to have seating for 16 patrons outside when the weather is nice. And yeah, the ownership was changed just to the Thai food owners next door, so it's very much kept in the same loving care, and so we're happy to be applying for this license, but without really any changes to the business as it has been previously.
So just to clarify for everyone, this is just to make the patio permanent, correct? You're already open and operating?
Correct. Just for the months of May to October, weather depends.
Okay, thank you for joining us. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
None for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, hello, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this moment, our office would like to defer judgment to the board. The Fenway Civic Association has expressed their support to our office for this proposal, and our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kennedy Avery here on behalf of Councillor Durkin. Councillor Durkin would also like to go on record of support for this applicant. As Maggie mentioned, the Fenway Civic Association did express their support for it as well. And Councillor Durkin she was so grateful to host her office hours there a couple of weeks ago. And it's a great space enjoyed by the community. And we're glad to see that their patio will be able to welcome more people to enjoy the space. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 7, Swaste Hanover LLC, doing business as Fish Taco, located at 227 Hanover Street. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to change the operating hours of the business from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, I am. My name is Jessica Chip. I'm representing Swaste Hanover LLC. Also in attendance is one of the managers, Stephen Lee. But we are a pre-existing brick and mortar restaurant. As you've said, we're currently open until 11 p.m. Simply looking to keep the same operations, just opening until 1 a.m.
Thank you very much. We'll see if there are any questions from the board on this proposed change.
Thank you. How long have you been at this location, open and operating?
I want to say 2022 or 2021. It's been a while, sorry.
And can you explain a little bit more why you want to go from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m.?
Yeah, looking to just capture more of the market at night. Trying to capture more sales, honestly.
Okay. And is your business like sit down or is it takeout?
Technically takeout.
Okay. And how many staff are there between the hours of 11 p.m. and 1 a.m.?
As of right now, since we're not open, we're still looking to staff and train up, but I think we'd probably look to have something like 3 to 4, maybe.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
Not at this time, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
And this is David Kubiak again for the North End Waterfront Residents Association. The community has not been made aware of this application at all. And I'm not sure whether the mayor's office held a community meeting and a butters meeting. So I would ask the board to defer this matter so that the community has a chance to review this application, especially the change in hours to 1 a.m. NURA recently voted to oppose a similar application directly across the street where there is a midnight license and a proposal to go to 1 a.m. NURA voted overwhelmingly to oppose that change based on broad community opposition to a 1 a.m. closing.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Kubiak. Stephen, I see your hand up as well. I will ask you to unmute.
Yes, hi. So to answer that question is last night was in a butters meeting and didn't have any opposition towards for that. If you haven't received that documentation, it should be following suit today, later on this morning.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services can confirm that a meeting was held last night. I believe there was maybe only one resident that was in attendance. We did not hear any concerns. And at this time, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
I'd like to repeat, Dave Kubiak again, I'd like to repeat that neither the North End Waterfront Residents Association nor the North End Waterfront Neighborhood Council has been made aware of this application or has had a chance to review and vote on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kubiak. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great. And any further questions or comments from the board on this matter?
Just what meeting was held? Just in a butters meeting?
Yes, just in a butters meeting.
Okay, and did Office of Neighborhood Services determine that a neighborhood meeting wasn't necessary?
Oh, Connor, you're on mute right now.
Excuse me. I was under the impression, according to our liaison, that the applicant was in touch with the civic associations.
That is not the case.
Thank you. Anything further from the board? Board will take this matter under advisement. Calling item number 8, 94 Shirley Street Boss LLC, doing business as South Boston Bites, located at 94 Shirley Street in Roxbury. Holder of a common victular license has petitioned to change the operating hours of the business from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, good morning. My name is Ryan Cups. I'm representing 94 Shirley Street, along with my colleague Kip Beach.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cups and Mr. Beach, for being with us. If you could please outline the proposed change to the board.
Great, thank you. So first of all, we want to thank the commissioners of the licensing board for considering our change of hours request, and to the members of the Office of Neighborhood Services for working with us over the past few months. We're applying for the change of hours, which is currently 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. The reason for the change is twofold. One, new businesses are looking to offer the breakfast meal period, and as such, we need to extend to the morning hours. And second, to extend to the evening hours, we also have our existing businesses within the facility are seeing demand for late night deliveries through the community and the businesses that are 24/7 operating there, such as the hospital. Just to provide some background on kind of what the facility is. So our business is a commercial kitchen facility. We have 26 kitchen suites that are available for small businesses to license or lease. And they're leased to individual restaurateurs, caterers, takeout restaurants and delivery-only restaurants. We're currently open and operating. We have been for 9 months. We opened for business in July of 2023. Currently, we host 18 sole proprietorships and LLCs who focus on this catering and food delivery business. Currently, we serve about 2,000 orders per week within the immediate neighborhood and the community. When we first opened, the initial customers focused, our customers, i.e. the restaurateurs, focused on primarily lunch and dinner service, which is why we originally applied for 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Since then, obviously, we've seen demand for later hours extended in the evening, and then also new customers wanting to enter into the facility are looking to expand for breakfast. This restaurant business is very, challenged on a good day. And so I think extending these hours is crucial to their survival of these small businesses and sole proprietorships. We estimate probably 30% of their revenue can come from these extended hours. In addition to our kind of brief overview, we have individuals that would like to testify in support of this. I believe you'll be hearing from Sue Sullivan, the Executive Director of the New Market Business Improvement District, as well as one of our operators within our facility, Morgana Oliveira. She is the owner-operator of the Brazilian Taste Kitchen. Thank you for your consideration for our request for change of hours.
Thank you. Before we move to testimony, we'll see if there are any questions from the board.
So it's my understanding you haven't been operating within your approved hours as it is.
That's correct. We did have 1 or 2 individual operators within the facility that were working outside of the operating hours. We have since stepped in and removed them from the facility. We actually had to get the local police involved. Since then, we've hired security as well to monitor those in those hours to ensure that they're adhering to the rules.
So is it true they were operating 24 hours a day illegally?
I don't believe 24 hours a day, but most certainly late into the evening, we were made aware. And so we stepped in to cease those operations.
Okay, and so tell me about your security plan.
So
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, you go ahead, Kip.
Okay.
Kip is our
Hi,
local
nice.
operations manager, so I can walk you through what we've done.
Nice to meet everybody. During these late night hours, we are going to staff the front lobby with 1 person from our team. The kitchen staff will be determined upon who's open and who's working in their kitchens. And then additionally, we've established a contract for regular patrols and support from New England Security. So we'll rely on them plus our staff to secure the building.
So you're saying, I'm just confused. You stated, Mr. Cups, that the people that were operating beyond the 10 o'clock hour are no longer operating there. We actually received written letters from operators saying that they were encouraged to operate 24 hours a day. It's the nicest way I can put it. So I would, at the very least, I want to see your written security plan if we even consider extending the hours at this location. How long have you been open here?
Since July of 2023.
Okay, so not even a year and coming back to extend the hours, okay.
That's correct.
So back to Mr. Beach, you're gonna have a third-party security operator?
We have a contract with New England Security. They're gonna support us, plus we have regular patrols that they'll be doing every day. And on top of that, we'll be staffing the front lobby with someone on my team.
Have there been any incidents, you said the police had to be called, have there been any incidents of assaults or any other crimes at this location?
We had to call the police a few months ago because someone came into the facility and was looking for someone else. And so I was made aware of that issue. That was probably 3 or 4 months ago. And then we had our scenario last week. But those are the issues I'm aware of.
Okay, and if an operator does not want to operate from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., is that okay with you?
Oh, 100%. It's completely the operator's choice to pick their operating
Okay, because we have received some opposition. I'll turn it over to Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon. I might have more questions.
What is your current presence there, like throughout operating hours for your company versus your operators?
We're currently staffing during, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And if we extend the hours from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., we will staff during those hours as well.
Okay, so during the time that people were operating out of hours, were your staff just leaving and leaving them behind?
Previously, we were not staffing. We were staffing until 10 p.m. at night. It's common for our business to manage the labor based on the volume in the facility. And so we manage our schedules that way. In this case, I am committing to staffing the facility during the operating hours.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
Nothing further, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This applicant is scheduled to go before the Dudley Street Neighborhood Initiative on April 25th to fully complete their community process. But I can speak at this time to the abutters meeting that was held by our office. So we had an ONS held abutters meeting. Notifications went out to abutters within 300 feet. We did hear from a number of residents that live in the area. This part of Roxbury kind of transitions from industrial to residential. Those residents expressed concerns regarding noise issues that they've been experiencing late into the evening, a mixture of both noise from drivers parking in the parking lot or pulling up, as well as noise from the facility, fans, etc. The applicant did point out that they do share space with another contractor that I believe does late night food deliveries with trucks. So that might contribute to some of that noise, but a number of residents expressed opposition and wanted them to keep the current hours that are on their license. As mentioned before, they will be going in front of the Civic Association later in the month of April. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who would like to testify on this matter? And it does appear that there are a number of folks who would like to testify. So if you could please use the raise hand function. If you're a member of the public, I will call on you in the order that I see your hand raised.
I don't know how to use the raise a hand function.
Great. All right. Well, then you may please identify yourself and provide your testimony.
Hi.
Great.
Hi, my name is April Edwards. I'm an owner and operator. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Owner and operator of Wings and Tings. I'm one of the locations that they said they terminated because they did advertise to us that they were going to have 24-hour access. The entire time that I was there from July until last week, I was told that I was 24-hour access. Even the meetings that they were having with you guys, they said they were going to get 24-hour access. They never told us that we were 10 to 10. I come from a brick and mortar. I don't know if anyone in this room knows Wings and Tings, but we've been in business for over 10 years in several locations. We came there so we could be 24 hours. We sold our brick and mortar and were under the impression, was told by them that it was a 24-hour access. I know how to get a CV license. I know how to get all types of licenses because, like I said, we've opened brick and mortars. We paid them for them to do these things, and it was all lies.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards, for your testimony. Thank you for being with us this morning. I do see two hands raised. The first one I see is from Ayomide Olumuyiwa. Apologies for the mispronunciation, but you may please provide your testimony.
Hi, my name is Ayomide Olumuyiwa. I'm from the Office of City Councilor Brian Worrell, and I just wanted to testify in support of the project and the benefits that it could bring to the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next hand I see raised is from Dory A. Dory, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You may please provide your testimony.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? I spoke on the last call. I just wanted to
do my due diligence and follow track here, just with some integrity issues. Dave, as mentioned, I think on this call for the first time, they were operating well out of hours. I'm a local DoorDash driver. I'm in that facility 3 to 4 times a day on regular. I have a full-time job, but I like to make some extra money during the night. I have gotten to know the operators. I've gotten to know a lot of drivers there, and I just want to go on the record and say there's never been anybody there after 6 p.m. And when they were operating after 10 p.m., I think he kind of said there was nobody ever there, but I don't see them ever having intention. I've seen fights in that lobby. I've seen homeless people shack there regularly. I've almost gotten assaulted there 2 or 3 times. I personally have almost called the police. I've left food there. So I just want to echo it's a lot larger of a situation than we may be playing it or hearing it as. And then lastly, just to challenge, I believe his last name was Beach or Betch. If it's 30% of your business, I'm no master behind the world of business, but if it's 30% of your business, I do believe labor should take a precedence in order to take care of that. So just want to go on the record and say that it seems a lot prettier and fluffy than it really is. I've been there. I'm in that building constantly every day. It is a wreck. Very unsecure. There's never team members there. I've seen team members hide that are sleeping on the desk. You can walk right in. I've seen females who are afraid to work there and have asked me to walk them to their cars. I'm just an average DoorDash driver. I can't even imagine what these operators are going through there. So I'll leave it at that. I appreciate you taking my time and your time.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Morgana had a hand raised and lowered it. Morgana, did you still want to provide testimony?
Hello.
Yes, hello, we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Morgana Oliveira. We own and operate Presidentes Kitchen. And before the shutdown happened, about a month ago, I would think, we were operating until about 2 in the morning. We know the other operators were too. That is a really big demand. There is a really big demand for the later hours, lots of sales. I think that Cloud Kitchen is putting some security on. We would like to see the business being able to operate later, if that would be at all possible. So that's really all.
Thank you very much. Sue Sullivan, I see your hand is raised. I'm going to ask you to unmute. You may please provide your testimony.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone again, and thank you for letting me speak. I'm at a bit of a conundrum here. As you know, I'm the executive director of the Newmarket Business Improvement District, which, you know, we are representative of all the, you know, for the most part, the businesses, stakeholders, and residents in the area. I worked with this company since they were first coming up with the concept of the cloud kitchens here in Newmarket. And we believe, based on what they've done across the country and other locations and all, and what they've put in here, that it is a terrific model. It is a terrific model of taking companies that a lot of times were originally, you know, in the food truck stage, moving them to the next level when they can't, you know, a lot of them haven't been able to do their own brick and mortar yet. And this is where we're trying to very much build small business, build local entrepreneurship and local employee base. So everything about that I like. And from the beginning, I thought that my understanding was always that it would be late night as well, because obviously if you're doing food truck style and they're doing late night eats and all that would be the what would be happening. So I'm coming on to support this, to support the late night, because I think it's important to these entrepreneurs. And the early morning, the breakfast, you know, where they're you know, putting up the breakfast group. But I guess what and you know, I'm hearing some of this opposition that I'm not seeing. Okay, my office is down the street. Okay, And I've talked to some of the other businesses in the area, and they haven't seen the issues that a few of these individuals are bringing up. And you know, I've got I do have a pulse to the ground. I'm here all the time. And so I guess what I would like the licensing board to look at is how can we make this work? Because, you know, and they are next door to City Fresh Foods, which is a food organization, a food delivery organization, does a lot of work for the city of Boston, and they are running 24 hours a day, I believe. So I don't know how much of the noise that people are talking about is coming from that operation as opposed to this operation. But I would really, really appreciate us being able to try to figure this out because, and I will say that New England Security, just for context, some of you are probably aware we have 24/7 security as a district down here. Our New Market Security Force as part of the BID, the Business Improvement District. And it's New England Security that we use, and they are the gold standard of security companies. The city has hired them. Suffolk Construction's hired them. We've hired them. So I'm not concerned about their security force, that particular piece of it. But I do, you know, I'm not negating what other people are saying. I guess I'd just like to see how we can try to make this all work. And like I said, we have reached out to some of the business abutters and have not had an issue, but that's, you know, I'm supportive of what they're trying to do and why they need the early morning and the late night. So that's where we're at.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan, for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who have not yet testified who would like to do so?
Hi, Io again from the Office of Councilor Brian Worrell. I would like to recant. I apologize. I came in the middle of this and I thought this was the mix. I came to testify on behalf of that proponent, so I would like to just have that noted for the record. Again, apologies. Thank you for everybody understanding.
Thank you very much. That will be noted for the record. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I've been muted for a little bit here. Sorry, are there any other individuals who have not yet testified who would like to do so? Okay, Mr. Beach, I do see that your hand is raised. Chairman Joyce, would you like to allow Mr. Beach to respond to some of the testimony we've heard? Or...
If he has something new to add, I'm willing to listen.
I just want to say that we hear everyone's concerns. We're committed to addressing these. My goal is to maintain an open dialogue with everybody. I know that security is a concern. We are committed to ensuring the facility is staffed and has security at all times, and would be open to any other suggestion to extend these hours and to figure out how we can best support. Thank you for the consideration.
Okay, just to note, I haven't had a chance to talk to my other commissioners, but I don't intend on voting on this until there's a written security plan for us to review. It's not enough for me that you hired security. I want to see that you've thought this through and have something in writing that we can review.
And maybe that security plan can be presented to the neighborhood meeting as well.
Any further questions or comments from the board? Sorry, Commissioner Saxon.
Sorry, I guess I would say that, you know, some of the comments are a little bit concerning. If there's any writing to the effect of, you know, some of the concerns that you guys have noted, especially like what you guys have been told as operators, you know, I'd be curious to read it.
Thank you. Anything further from the board on this matter?
Yeah, I don't know how to raise my hand. She asked about what we've been told in writing. I can definitely send an email to show what we've been told. Also, they have a trash issue. They don't have a trash dumpster for themselves. They're using City Fresh's dumpster. The the City Fresh is not 24 hours. They're open late. I mean, they're open early in the morning because City Fresh does Meals on Wheels for the seniors. They're not 24 hours. And I definitely have in writing that they told us it was 24 hours, that they told us that we were able to, and now they're trying to change it because they got in trouble. That's the only reason that they're even here, is because someone came and told them that they were operating out of hours, not because they were following the rules that they knew they had already.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. And I will also just note for the record that any written correspondence can be sent to licensingboard@boston.gov. It will all be placed in file and shared with the commissioners. With that, anything further from the board on this matter?
Sorry, this is Ryan. Just to be clear that we applied for the change of hours in October of 2023. So this application has been with the Office of Neighborhood Services since October of 2023.
Thank you. Anything further from the board? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you all. Items 9, 10, and 11 will be called together. Carmack Inc. doing business as 6B Emmett's located at 6 Beacon Street. Item 10, Inish Owen Inc. doing business as The Dubliner located at 2 Center Plaza. And item 11, Jackeen's Inc. doing business as Carrie Nation located at 11 Beacon Street. 3 holders of common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages licenses have petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Elizabeth Palmer, William McCarthy, and Francesca Lunardi respectively to Orrin McGonigal in all 3 cases. Who is present on behalf of the applicants?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the licensees. This is a change of manager for the 3 locations that you just mentioned. With me today is the proposed manager, Orrin McGonigal. We are applying for him to be, sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I thought I just went mute. We are applying for him to be the manager of record for all 3 locations for administrative convenience sake, and also so that there is one responsible contact for this board. The 3 locations are all within a 90-second walk from each other, and the restaurant group's main office is right above Emmett's. So Emmett's is right downstairs. Across the street is Carrie Nation, and just a quick walk down the street is the Dubliner. Orrin will be on Beacon Street and at the Dubliner all day, every day. He can easily get to each location in just a matter of seconds. Orrin is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, and is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC relating to the sale of alcohol. And he has over 15 years of experience in the food and beverage industry, and is a managing partner for this restaurant group. So we're happy to answer any questions or concerns that you have.
Thank you very much. Chairman Joyce, any questions?
Just a little bit more about how he's going to divide his time between these 3 places.
He'll be in and out of all 3. I mean, if there's an incident that goes on, or if he gets a call from one place, he can easily go right across the street, but he'll be popping in at every place throughout the entire day. Every day, he'll just be going back and forth to each place, just checking in, making sure everything is okay. If one place is more busy than the other, he'll spend more time there. There's also other employees there who, he can use as backup restaurant managers, even though they're not named on the liquor license. There are other employees there that are trusted to, maintain status quo at each place and give him a call immediately if his attention is needed.
So they all have a cell phone? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Carn and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on these matters, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Melissa Lowe, and I'm speaking on behalf of Councillor Flynn. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on these matters? Board will take these under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, Smashburger Acquisition Boston LLC, doing business as Smashburger located at 545 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Rachel Cirillo to Anel Lugo, who is present on behalf of the applicant. Do we have anybody with us on behalf of Smashburger? We will take a second call. Calling item number 13, SS Investments, Inc., doing business as Dirty Water Dough Company, located at 222 Newbury Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in one room on the first floor, kitchen and storage in the rear, to in one room on the first floor, kitchen and storage in the rear, with a seasonal May to October outdoor patio on public property, 180 square feet on street, 84 square feet on sidewalk, with a closing hour of 9:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, patrons off by 10 p.m., and a closing hour of 10:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday, patrons off by 11 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Sam Sokol.
Great, thank you, Mr. Sokol. If you could please just briefly present the proposed changes to the board.
Sure. Hi, guys. My name is Samuel Sokol. I'm the proprietor of Dirty Water Dough. Just want to thank the board this morning for listening to my testimony as well as placing this hearing. I would say, let's see, 2024, this is March. This month is my 11th year anniversary on Newbury Street. It's been a long road, but we've had a wonderful time in the Back Bay, and we've been very successful in these 11 years. I've also been in hospitality for 20 years myself. To note, in these 11 years I've been on the street, I have never been in front of this board for a violation hearing. My business is very supportive of local law enforcement and first responders. We do have a policy that anyone in uniform is not allowed to pay for their food. So people are surprised by that at times, but nobody pays in uniform at Dirty Water Dough. As for the community, we're very quick also to support local schools, fundraisers, nonprofits, via free food, gift cards, silent auction donations, etc. Regarding my plan, we're very fortunate. We have an 11-foot, 4-inch sidewalk on the front of our establishment. We can easily utilize 3 feet of seating on the sidewalk, as well as 2 parking spaces in the front of our establishment. We have taken advantage of the city's outdoor dining program since COVID hit and the city's initiative to create this program. Unfortunately, last year, the approvals took so long that it was the end of the summer by the time we got approved. So we decided to go ahead and go for this temporary alteration. And just to note, last season, these plans were also approved by Boston Fire, Transportation Disabilities Commission, Landmarks Commission, Neighborhood Services, and Public Works. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sokol. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
No questions, just a note for, this is another example of one of our temporary outdoor dining patios that has become a permanent patio. I have no questions.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
None for me. Thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, hello again, Madam Chair, members of the board. Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, our office would like to defer judgment to the board. Last spring, the property manager for 222-232 Newbury Street reached out to our office with concerns about decreased visibility and access to their stores and residents caused by outdoor dining at this location, as well as others along that stretch that I just mentioned. I believe this applicant has not yet reached out to the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. I think Conrad's on the call, or the Back Bay Association. And with that, we would like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kennedy Avery here on behalf of Councilor Durkin. Councilor Durkin would like to go on record as support for this applicant, understanding that outdoor dining provides an activated complement to Open Newberry and a number of opportunities for patrons to enjoy. However, we would just like to note and please ask that the applicant be cognizant of not disrupting foot traffic and being sure to clear the patio space along the deadlines outlined for outdoor dining. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Councilor Santana's office is on as well, if you would like to provide your testimony.
Good morning and happy Women History Month. Madam Chair, members of the board, my name is Wilmer Quiñones. I am a member of Councilor Santana, City Council at large. The council has not heard of any concerns regarding this application and would like to go on record with his support. Thank you for your time and wish you have a great rest of your day and week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do see a hand raised from Conrad Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong, I'm going to ask you to unmute and you may provide your testimony.
Hello, I'm Conrad Armstrong from 439 Marlborough Street, representing the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. I have a question and a comment. Questions for the board. This is the first time I'm seeing these, these patios on the public sidewalk and parking space come through this process. Is that going to be the norm going forward? And if they're approved here, is that somehow different or more permanent than when they're sort of administratively approved going through the outdoor dining program? Separate from the answer to that, when applications like this have been approved administratively through the outdoor dining program, this board thankfully has been cognizant that NAB insists upon no later than 10 p.m. closing on Newbury Street. Later than 10 p.m. is fine for Boylston Street, and that's been consistent. So we ask if this does get approved that that Friday and Saturday be limited to 10 p.m. for consistency. Thank you.
Sure, to answer the first part of that question, yes, this is a practice that has occurred in other neighborhoods and with other licensees, that a temporary patio has applied for a permanent alteration of premise. This allows the patio to become a permanent part of the licensed premise description, rather than changing as the outdoor dining program may change from year to year. This would actually enshrine that patio on the face of the license in perpetuity for as long as the city would allow it on the public way. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions or comments from the board? Okay, the board will take this matter under advisement as well. Calling item number 14, 955 LLC, doing business as Dylan's, located at 951 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in whole of said building, including annex referred to as barcode space, and to include an outdoor patio for 80 patrons, to approximately 10,847 square feet located on first floor, basement, and patio, main entrance exit located on Boylston Street, first floor approximately 7,606 square feet, including bar and seating located in front of space and bar, and seating located at rear of space, kitchen located in middle of first floor seating approximately 132 seats, contiguous basement, access from first floor stairs or elevator, basement approximately 2,016 square feet, including bar and seating located at rear. Basement seating approximately 74 seats, storage and back of house located at front of basement. Annual weather permitting patio located on private property, approximately 1,225 square feet, with a closing hour of 12 a.m. Patio seating approximately 80, closing hour 2 a.m. Total occupancy to be determined by ISD BFD and to reflect both seating capacity and allowable standing capacity pursuant to ISD BFD certificate. Secondly, the applicant has petitioned to change the conditions on the license from 1, trash picked up 3 times a week, 2, discount parking, 3, alcohol shall be served only in conjunction with food ordered from the menu at all table seats, booths, and patio seats. Food will be available at the 14 bar stools and 12 high top seats. 4, patio service shall end no later than midnight. 2, patio service shall end no later than midnight. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Leslie Delaney Hawkins with the law firm of Prince Lobel on behalf of the licensee. With me today is Michael Glynn, the owner and operator. This is an alteration of premise to extend the Dillon space into what is currently a vacant basement area of approximately 2,000 square feet, which would add approximately 74 seats and standing as well in that area. As the board is well aware, many establishments have closed during COVID, specifically in this area. So we are very fortunate to have the ability to expand into this space and continue to operate a successful business in this neighborhood. One thing I do want to clarify is the address. Occasionally, it has been referred to as 951 Boylston Street in certain city records, but the correct address is 955. For purposes of assessing and the zoning code, that address is this building. There's not an actual change in the building itself. In terms of the conditions, we're simply seeking to remove what we consider to be outdated conditions that were typical of what the board would place on licenses when this establishment first opened, but is not reflective of the operations in this neighborhood today. We did reach out to the Neighborhood Association of the Back Bay and met with them. We were not required to hold an abutters meeting, but we did notify via flyer all of our abutters at the request of the elected officials to let them know about this meeting. So we're excited to continue operating, and we look forward to hopefully expanding into this space. One final point is that as part of this construction, if approved, we will be adding an elevator, which makes the downstairs space handicap accessible.
Thank you. See if there are any questions from the board before we move to testimony.
I have no questions.
Not from me at this time, thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes. Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. As mentioned, we had this applicant distribute a flyer to abutting property owners within 300 feet of the property, and we didn't hear any concerns back from those. The Neighborhood Association of the Back Bay has also expressed their non-opposition to this application. With that, we'd like to defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kennedy Avery from Council Durkin's office. Our office would like to go on record of support for this applicant. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Mr. Armstrong, your hand is raised. You may please provide your testimony.
I'm Conrad Armstrong from the 439 Marble Street, representing the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. The applicant met with us, and NAB does not oppose their expansion and the application of liquor license to that. And we also don't oppose to the changing of the conditions on the liquor license. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, Ms. Vaughn, did you want to testify on the item that we just heard, Dylan's?
Yeah, we just wanted to make a comment. My name is Patty Vaughn, Boston Architectural College, 951 Boylston Street. 955 sits underneath us. We just wanted to make sure that there was no issues with any noise, buffering of sound, things like that, because we actually have classes in our building, primarily 4 o'clock to 10:30 at night. We just wanted to make sure there was no any adverse repercussions from that. That was all. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. That will be noted.
Yep.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on the item before we move on? Great, then we will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 15, Mirage Charcoal Kebab Inc., doing business as Zen Restaurant located at 21A Beacon Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to LZZ LLC, doing business as Zen Japanese Grill and Sushi Bar at the same location. Kevin E. Zhang, manager, 10:30 p.m. closing hour. Who's present on behalf of the applicant? Mr. Zhang, I see you're on mute. Hang on, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
This is Kevin Zhang.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. If you could please briefly present the concept to the board.
We are, I think we have an attorney at the meeting.
Oh, I see your attorney here who's just put himself on camera.
Right. Good morning. My name is Duo Liu, representing LZZ LLC on behalf of the business here today. So we do have the proposal to change the liquor license transfer ownership because there is a business transfer to my client now. There is no other change at all. The same hours, operating hours, the same employment team, the same food menu, no change at all. There is no need for the renovation or any physical construction needed. Simply need to switch the ownership of the liquor license. And my client has the some experience regarding the restaurant business previously, and he is also here, as you can see. he's also willing to testify if any question may be needed.
Thank you very much, Attorney Liu. Thank you, Mr. Zhang, for being with us. We'll see if there are questions from the board.
Kevin, you're gonna be the manager of record?
Yes, I am.
Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
What's that experience?
I've been the restaurant manager for Crave Mad for Chicken during the past almost 10 years
Okay.
in China. That's the address is 75 Neelan Street, Boston, Chinatown.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have no other questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran?
None for me, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, hello again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Scoy from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time, and since this was a transfer at the same location with no operational changes, we didn't require a community process for this. It's also worth noting that this is outside the catchment area of the Beacon Hill Civic Association, so there's no neighborhood association that would have this in their boundaries. So with that, we defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item 16, Boston Dominican Inc. doing business as Punta Cana Market, located at 168 Belgrade Ave in Roslindale. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Romerito Liquors Inc., doing business as Punta Cana Market at the same location. Francis Gonzalez, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. I hope we have with us Mr. Gonzalez, Francis Gonzalez, a proposed manager of record and owner, and his daughter Francesca is also, I hope, with us this morning. I don't see them on my screen. Are they with us?
Yes,
Danny?
I see them on my screen.
Very good, thank you. This is a change of ownership, corp-to-corp transfer, same location, no other changes to hours, style of operation, etc. We reached out to ONS and were advised that as such, there was no need for community outreach, given there were no changes being made to the license which exists at the site other than the new ownership. And again, we're happy to answer any of your questions here this morning. Mr. Gonzalez is the proposed manager of record.
Hi, good morning. My name is Francesca. I am here with Francis Gonzalez. I'm his daughter. I'm here for his translation in English, as his English is just very minor.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board? Chairwoman Joyce?
Did Attorney Quilty cover the manager of record questions?
I did not, but certainly we're happy to
I can do it.
I apologize.
Mr. Gonzalez, are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Tiene experiencia con comida y de bebidas.
For the liquor, no, yes, but for the grocery, yes.
Experience with grocery and beverages, yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. I have no other questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 17, Feroz Restaurant Inc., located at 5268 Washington Street in West Roxbury, holder of a common victualler 7-Day Wines and Malt Beverages with Liqueurs license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to 311 Boss Inc., doing business as 311 Omakase, located at 605 Tremont Street. Premise consists of ground floor dining room, front waiting area with a kitchen with storage in the back, and one restroom. Kai Young, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Attorney Andrew Upton. Attorney Upton.
Good morning, everyone. With me are Kai Lung, the proposed manager of record, and Carrie Ko, the wife of the owner. This is the 311 Omakase restaurant at 605 Tremont Street. They have applied for the transfer of a beer, wine, and cordials license to that location. This restaurant has been open for 8 months. So they've gone through neighborhood process and the CV process and other city licensing processes. They've been a great success so far. What they seek to do is enhance the experience of this omakase, which is a Japanese tasting menu fixed price concept, by adding beer, wine, and sake, and possibly champagne. They have 10 seats, only 10 seats. They have 2 seatings at 5:30 and 8:30. They are currently booked up 45 days in advance. And the omakase experience typically includes sake and wine pairings, and there has been tremendous demand from the customer base for this. So they've been a successful restaurant so far. They finally saved up the money to buy a liquor license. This is a family-owned and operated restaurant. I can tell you that it is also a very unique concept. It is an omakase in a very specific style. They fly in a number of their ingredients from Japan. They feature the soon-to-be familiar hairy crab from Hokkaido. They also feature their signature dish of salmon roe with amberjack and white yuzu jelly in an airy monaka shell. So this is quite a unique concept, and it has generated a tremendous customer base. Kai will be tips trained. She has already worked there for 6 months. She has previously worked at alcohol serving restaurants in both Newton and Quincy. She is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident, and she's familiar with the rules and regulations of the board. In January, we had a mayor's office meeting, and we've had nothing but positive feedback since opening and since that time. With that, we're glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Upton. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Carr?
No questions for me, thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time the Mayor's Office has deferred to the judgment of this board. ONS did host an abutters meeting. There were no serious concerns raised by abutters. And I understand the applicant has also been in touch with Pilot Block and the Ellis Neighborhood Association. As I mentioned, we're unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Melissa Lowe, and I will be representing Councilor Flynn. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 18, 903 Boylston Street LLC, located at 903 to 905 Boylston Street, holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to OSIB Boston Back Bay Operations LLC, doing business as Citizen M Back Bay Hotel, located at 408 Newbury Street. Premise consists of, in the whole of said building, a 13-story hotel consisting of approximately 167,094 square feet and containing 399 guest rooms. Premises contains a basement for storage, a lobby and elevator on the street level, a mezzanine level, a second floor with an outdoor space, a third floor consisting of 19 guest rooms and an outdoor space, Floors 4 through 13 consist of a total of 380 guest rooms and approximately 11,257 square feet per floor, and a roof deck area above the 13th floor with an amenity area. Jessica Kaufman, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Secondly, the applicant has petitioned to change the license type from a Section 12 restaurant to a Section 12 hotel. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Thank you, Secretary Green. Good morning, Chairwoman Joyce, Commissioners. Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller, and Hanley on behalf of the applicant, Citizen M. As Secretary Green has said, Citizen M is applying to transfer this Section 12 restaurant license, which is already located in the Back Bay, to 408 Newberry Street, and to change the type to a Section 12 hotel license. The board heard an application for a new all alcoholic beverages in-holder license for this new hotel at this location on November 15th of last year. After that hearing, the board found a public need for this type of license at this location, approved that Jessica Kaufman as the manager, and granted the license to this applicant pending availability. Because of timing, the applicant couldn't wait for a license to become available. As such, they located this license and entered into an agreement to purchase it and bring it to their hotel. The substance of the application before you today is the same as the board previously approved. We're not asking for anything different today than we did then. I'm happy to go into greater detail if the board would like, but it's already been a long morning. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. I have no questions.
None from me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, hello, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office held an abutters meeting for this application on June 29th, 2023, where no concerns were raised. Our office instructed the applicant to reach out to the Fenway Civic Association, Neighborhood Association of Back Bay, and the Back Bay Association, which I believe the applicant has. We are unaware of any concerns at this time, and we defer judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see Mr. Armstrong with a hand raised. You may please provide your testimony.
I'm Conrad Armstrong, 439 Marlborough Street, representing the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. The applicant met with us in September. I have no objection to a 2 a.m. closing inside and for their roof deck outdoor space. But we do have concern about 2 a.m. closing on their outdoor patio, which is just a second level in the courtyard. It's directly across the street from the apartment building condos that are above the Heinz T-stop. There's no outdoor patios that are open past midnight in this area of Back Bay. And we think it's more appropriate for a midnight closing for the outdoor patio. Thank you.
Thank you, Conrad, and I apologize that it isn't reflected, but it was, as previously stated in our application back in November. We did agree with NAB's request for a 1 a.m. closing on the roof deck and a midnight closing on the street, for lack of a better term, street level patio.
Okay, I was not aware you agreed to that. Thank you.
Great, sorry, just again, for the record, make sure I got that correctly. That was a 1 a.m. closing on the roof deck and midnight closing on the patio?
Correct.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Items 19 and 20 will be called together. Trillium at Farnsworth LLC, doing business as Trillium, located at 47 Farnsworth Street. And 19 has applied for a 19E Farmer Distillery pouring license to be exercised on the above. Pouring area premise is located on all 3 floors of 47 Farnsworth. Totals approximately 3,200 square feet. On the 3rd floor, the pouring area covers about 800 square feet of the roof deck before it extends down a portion of the staircase to the 2nd floor. On the 2nd floor, the pouring covers 1,500 square feet and continues down the staircase to the 1st floor. On the 1st floor, the pouring area covers an additional 900 square feet, including the outdoor patio area. Manager Sarah Vasilevsky, closing time 11 p.m. And item 20 has applied for a 19H Wines, Malts, and Distillery combined pouring license to be exercised on the above. Premise to be licensed under Chapter 138, Section 19H consists of a 3-story building, 2 stories indoor, 3rd story roof deck. 1st and 2nd indoor levels are both 8,000 square feet with 12 rooms each. Total indoor square footage, 16,000. 3rd level roof deck, 3,200 square feet with 1 room. Outdoor ground level patio, 56 seats, located on private property, open annually, weather permitting, 1,500 square feet. Again, Sarah Vasilevsky, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Tyler Hensler here. I apologize. This is a new laptop and the camera has yet to be tested. But I am joined here this morning by Sarah Vasilevsky, who I think I saw in here earlier. Again, we're here to represent Trillium Farnsworth LLC to ask to add craft spirits and cocktails to the menu at their Fort Point location. These would be in addition to their current offerings of craft beer, wines, ciders, and assorted seasonal offerings. We have filed and have gotten approved the required applications to do just that at both the TTB and the ABCC levels. We're therefore here before the Boston Licensing Board to apply for a distillery pouring license to serve these cocktails and an alteration of premise to incorporate that distillery pouring area into the 19H pouring license that covers the rest of the tap room currently on their beer and wine pouring licenses. As a bit of background, Trillium has been operating in Massachusetts for 11 years, celebrating that milestone today, actually. So happy anniversary to them. The owners, JC and Esther Tetro, started on Congress Street. They really pioneered the neighborhood before it was, what it is today. During this time at Fort Point, they have had many customers request offerings other than beer, people who may not be the biggest beer lovers, but who want the experience and the atmosphere of an authentic tap room. And in fact, anyone who's ever been to the Fort Point Trillium location can attest. They have a very unique space where you could find babies in strollers on the patio when the weather is nice, with their parents, of course, and people of all ages enjoying themselves, and more importantly, enjoying themselves responsibly. That's something that they take a lot of pride in, being good neighbors, don't cause any problems, and just striving to be a true net positive to the surrounding community. As you can imagine, this unique space attracts many different people, lifelong residents of the surrounding neighborhoods or first-time tourists to Boston alike. So it makes sense that the demand for things outside of just beer exists. We would point to these many requests as evidence of the public need for such a license at this location. The character and fitness of this applicant is also strong, as they have successfully operated a brewery and winery pouring license at this location for many years, as well as several other licenses located throughout Massachusetts. Sarah can back me up here, but I believe that in 11 years, Trillium has not received a violation at any of their locations throughout Massachusetts, or none that I'm aware of anyway. So that they have a great track record, and again, something they're very proud of. The manager of record will be Sarah Vasilevsky. She is currently the manager of record on the 19H pouring license at this location. She is a Massachusetts resident, a U.S. citizen. She is familiar with the rules and regulations pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol of this board, the ABCC, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and she has experience in the industry. As again, she is currently the approved manager of record and has been for a while. Sarah, you can provide some details if the board requires it. Your resume is eluding me right now, but we have received letters, a letter of support at 9:56 a.m. this morning before the hearing, 4 minutes before this hearing started, from the Fort Point Neighborhood Association. We attended their meeting last night, and they voiced nothing but support and even recruited us to potentially support a bike rack petition for the area, which of course we are happy to do anything to work with the Fort Point Neighborhood Association. With that, we're happy to take any questions the board may have, and we thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. I have no questions.
I have no questions as well. Thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Our office can confirm that the applicant met with the Fort Point Neighborhood Association last night Those in support, those present were in full-hearted support of their proposal and congratulated them on 11 years in the neighborhood. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. We've not received any letters of support or opposition, but I believe it sounds like a letter was just submitted this morning by the Civic. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thanks, Connor. Any other individuals? Oh, sorry, Melissa, go ahead.
Good morning, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Melissa Lowe, and I'm speaking on behalf of Councillor Flynn. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take these under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 21, BU LLC, doing business as BU Bistro, located at 3840 Washington Street in Roslindale, has applied for a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of 700 square foot cafe restaurant, 1 room on the first floor, 20 seats with kitchen, bathroom, and storage, front 10 seats and rear 30 seats, seasonal patios, April to October, on private property from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Manager Brian Lopez, closing time 11 p.m. And just for the record, this application has already been heard and approved by the board. Subsequent to the board's approval, there was a change in beneficial interest that required further approval by the board. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Hello, my name is Emiliano Amoroso, the owner of BU LLC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amoroso, and thank you for joining us. If you could just outline the changes made to the application since the board first approved it.
Yes, my brother Patricio Amoroso, this is a family business, was the one that was on the documents. But when we go to the end of the paperwork, they say that I have to be the one on the documents because I was the one signing everything on the beginning. So the only change will be taking my brother out of the LLC and adding me as you requested.
Thank you. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time.
I have no questions. Thank you for that explanation.
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? I do see Peter Dakotas with your hand raised. You may please provide your testimony.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone. My name is Peter Dakotas. I am the Vice Chair of the Public Service Committee and a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council. I am sitting in for Michael Reiskin, who is the Chair of the Public Service Committee. One of the reasons that we are here and speaking about this is because the post office has this as Jamaica Plain as well. So just wanted to make that note. We did submit a letter of support to the board, and we have loved the proposal. We have spoken with them. They've actually come before us twice to work with us, and so had a lot of community engagement on this. We are in full support. We have 2 caveats. One is that they serve no alcohol before noon. And the other is, even though in the letter we do reference the fact that it's isolated from residences, so noise would not be an issue with the outdoor patio, they did assure us that they would not have live music or loud music out there because there are residences on the other side of the train tracks. So with those 2 conditions, we are in full support.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well, and thank you, Mr. Amoroso, for reappearing to explain the changes to us.
Thank you.
Calling item number 22, JJ&R LLC, doing business as The Mix, located at 555 Talbot Ave in Dorchester, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. 4,400 square feet on 2 floors, with the first floor consisting of a 2,440 square foot open concept floor space with a kitchen in the rear, 3 bathrooms, 2 entrances, 3 exits. Basement consisting of 2,000 square feet for storage and office space. In addition, a 1,500 square foot annual weather permitting patio on private property in the rear with seating for 60 and a closing hour of 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 12 a.m. Friday through Sunday. Manager Rufus J. Falk, closing time 1 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Rufus J. Falk.
Great, Mr. Falk, if you could please briefly present your concept to the board.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank the board for the opportunity to speak. Again, my name is Rufus J. Falk. I will be the manager of record and part owner of the Mix. The Mix, it will be operating at 555 Talbot Avenue, which was the former Ashmont Grill location. We'll be serving some of New England's best seafood with a mixture of some Southern hospitality. It's myself, my other two partners, Levi Smetty and Jarvis Adams, are all born and raised in the city of Boston. I myself I am a Boston resident, current resident of Massachusetts. I am familiar with all of the rules of the BBSC, and very, very excited to be in Dorchester. We have an opportunity to meet with some of our abutters. We had an opportunity to sort of also give them some samplings of the food, which I think helped us out to get some favor with some of our neighbors. They all enjoyed the food. They're all excited about having another neighborhood restaurant location in that area. And again, just super excited and here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Falk. When are you anticipating opening?
So we are shooting for a official April, to open up in April, but to do probably like a grand opening, maybe in late May, but to do a soft opening in the month of April.
Okay, and you'll be on site as manager of record?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxton, Commissioner Curran?
No questions from me. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. We understand that the applicant has done a lot of outreach in the community, connecting with butters. We understand the community is very excited for this proposal to come in. Since the closing of Dot Grill, there's been a desire for another neighborhood restaurant in this area. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. We'd like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Rell staff, I see that you're on with us.
Yes. Morning, board. My name is Ayemide Olumuyiwa, the Office of City Councilor Brian Morrell. And as I had said previously earlier, we see this as a very good thing for the community in order to level up the economic playing field, as well as provide an excellent spot for families to come out, dine, sit, and eat, and just overall increase the overall ambience of the community. So with that being said, the council would like to give its support to the project.
Thank you very much. I see a hand raised from a cell phone number ending in 0489. You may please provide your testimony.
Good morning. My name is Royal Smith. I'm the executive director of the Boston Black Hospitality Coalition. And we are a trade advocacy group for Black-owned and minority-owned restaurants here in Boston, Massachusetts. And we just want to go on record saying supporting of the Mix now and future endeavors, and know that this is going to be a great asset to the community. And the operators are already approved themselves thus far. Thank you.
Thank you. Nick Korn is the next hand I see raised. Mr. Korn, you may please provide your testimony.
Hi, my name is Nick Korn. I'm a resident of Boston and an advocate for the hospitality community. I want to go on the record in support of this application and to testify as to the character and fitness of the operators. I've had the pleasure of spending time with Rufus, Levi, and Jarvis, and have been continually impressed with the extent of their hospitality, the quality of their food, and their tireless efforts to engage with and collaborate with their neighbors and the community. The previous tenant of the space, the Ashmont Grill, provided an essential gathering space for the community in the neighborhood, and its closing has left a palpable absence. As you know, there's an undeniable pattern of transferable licenses being purchased from small businesses and moved out of our neighborhoods, especially our Black and brown neighborhoods. And in this case, the Ashmont Grill license was purchased and transferred to open a Canadian-owned Tex-Mex concept in the Peru with a planned capacity of nearly 400 people. Meanwhile, the former Ashmont Grill space, like so many of our gathering spaces, went dark. The Mix is a new Black-owned, community-minded small business investing in Ashmont, These operators are a salmon swimming upstream against this rushing current, which flows towards the seaport and is populated largely by well-funded out-of-state corporate chains, hoteliers, and investment groups. So while yes, there's other food businesses in the general area of 555 Talbot, the nature of this business is one that addresses a desperate public need. And I defer to the judgment of the board, but I have no doubt that you'll see this and hopefully grant the applicant a license. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Are there any further questions from the board?
Yes, Mr. Falk, one more question. As I was listening to your testimony and you were describing your qualifications to be manager of record, I forgot to ask you one question. Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, although limited, but I do. The previous iteration of the mix, it was a business called Lobster King. Lobster King, we did catering, we did some other food, and I did everything from helping to pass out food, but also helping to get together with some of the events. So yes, I have some experience as well, about 3 years there. So that's where the lobster BOTs and some of our menu items are coming from.
Okay, thank you. With that, I have no other questions.
Thank you. Anything further from the board? With that, the board will take this matter under advisement as well.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We do have one item for a second call. Just want to see if they're with us. Has anyone joined us on behalf of Smashburger, item number 12? Anel, I actually do see you here in the participant list. I don't know if you're able to participate. Just ask you to unmute so that we can take care of this item. Anel, are you with us? Are you able to hear us? There we go. We can see you. I'm just going to ask you to unmute and I'll read back into the record item number 12, Smashburger Acquisition, Boston LLC. Doing business as Smashburger, located at 545 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victualler, 7-Day Wines and Malt Beverages with liqueurs license. Has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Rachel Cirillo to NL Lugo. Ms. Lugo, thank you for being with us. I'll just go through the manager of record questions.
Thank you. Ms. Lugo, are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes.
Are you familiar with our rules and regulations and the laws? Let me start over. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any other questions for Ms. Lugo, commissioners. That's it.
Great. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? With that, the board will take this under advisement as well. Ms. Lugo, thank you for joining us. Those are all of the items before the board this morning that will adjourn this hearing. The board will vote tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.